How's everybody doing? Had a minute here and I wanted to throw a thought past you. So in my last video, I talked about the fifth, being that fifth day, the sixth day man was created. We may have to go the 2 days to get to the year 2032. A day is like 1,000 years. But I also mentioned the eighth day. So today would be that eighth day, I'm guessing. I'm not real sure. Like I said, I'm not sure. This is just how I see it. But to give you an idea of just a couple of things, you know, let's and this may or may not blow your mind. Okay, so you know, in past videos, I've discussed this guy right here. Okay, he was looking for the Fountain of Youth in Florida. His real name there is Juan. Okay, and just to give you an idea, an English name for Juan is John. And I don't know if you can see where I'm going with this, maybe. John the Baptist, right? Baptized that guy, Jesus. And there was a lot of hoopla about the meeting he had, the big TV thing, his spiritual advisor, and comparing him to Jesus, and then it got the church in an uproar. I've been saying for a long time, he's playing that part. What I find interesting is that deadline, right? The whole civilization. I've been saying for a long time that all these timelines are being walked backwards. You know, when this flips and we go back to what I call reality, there's not even going to be this thing called the Bible and all these Jesus characters, all this, the whole, you know, down there where we're dealing with right now, right? Iran, you know, let's look at Persia, Mesopotamia, all the supposed ancient places. That's the cradle of civilization. Everything you see around you comes from there. So that whole civilization will die if it wasn't opened. And it wasn't opened. Okay? Like I said, and in the script it says this guy here brings about 1,000 years of peace, right? So they have the ceasefire on. A day is like 1,000 years. This eighth day could be the 1,000 years of peace, because, you know, peace, right? Peace, peace, peace. Everybody's talking. He mentioned peace. Then comes sudden destruction. And that's when all this go away. This civilization that you know, that you think you know, goes away in the twinkle of an eye, which is probably, and I get this from a Bush song, and I can't even remember the name of the song now, little supernovas. Everybody's expecting, you know, this solar flash, and we are getting the flares, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. But I think the twinkle of an eye event occurs in the mind's eye. I think everyone's pineal gland sparks, the Instar Moment. And, you know, if you look again like Men in Black, the neuralizer blanks everything out. And we just go back to reality. So, I don't know, we'll see. This is how I see it. So, this guy here, going back to old Ponce and John the Baptist, that would be your Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just saying. Found the Fountain of Youth, bunch of little girls, right? Of course, they don't tell you that in history. They're not going to tell you that. Okay? And he probably didn't even come here and get a bunch of little girls. It's all symbolic. That was the gathering of the divine feminine, so to speak, the crushing, if you will, in my opinion. Right, wrong, you know, again, it's not about being right, it's not about being wrong. I just give a different perspective of who these players are. Because, you know, old Epstein, you know, supposedly killed himself, right, which he didn't die. He's now running around as, what, Panama Pete or something like that. So before he became Jeffrey, he was Pete. And he probably ran around in Florida. In fact, this thing right here says that he was also the first governor of Puerto Rico. Imagine that. I'm just saying. So there's just a little insanity for you today, and how I see the world. So this could be the 8th day. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, just how I see it. So hold tight. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.